Cool. All right, we are recording. All right, guys. Well, our host or our guest tonight needs no introduction whatsoever. All right, but I'm going to give him one anyway. He's a sergeant of the United States Marine Corps. He's authored many books. The latest is co-authored by Brian Tracy, titled The Will to Win. He's been endorsed by Kevin Harrington, who is one of the original sharks on Shark Tank. He's been featured on Times Square Today. And Peter's a man of integrity, and he really practices what he preaches. So that's why a lot of you guys who are on the webinar tonight are probably going to know him from his personal coaching or his tools and trainings and online business opportunities and systems he's created that have helped which has paid out over $500 million in gross commissions and helped hundreds of thousands of people all over the world develop financial independence. He's a CEO of a debt-free multi-regional company based out of New York City. And today we have the incredible privilege to hear from Peter Wolfing himself as he tells his story, how he went from struggling restaurant owner to top earning affiliate, but more importantly, the mechanisms by which he has helped others to break free from the monotonous cycle of the 9-to-5 and stop trading their time for dollars. Okay. So Peter, thanks for joining us tonight. I know you're a busy guy, so thank you for taking the time to do this. And I'll go ahead and pass the floor over to you, and so you get started.
Hey, Brendan, thank you so much, and thank you for the great crew you have on here today. Just lots and lots of people here on a Sunday night, and I kind of want to virtually shake everybody's hand today and say, thanks for coming on so much. And I know you got a life, you want to do something else maybe, but you found the time to come over here to listen to a little bit about my story, and possibly I'm just hoping that some of the things I can tell you about what I've experienced can rub off on you and give you some inspiration to come on board if you're not there already, or to redouble your efforts if you're part of the NWC family. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm the CEO of Multiplex Systems, which is the holding company of many online businesses, NWC, which is one of our flagship products. And NWC National Wealth Center is about 5.5 years old, I think, at this point. So it's really proven that it works. We're not hoping that this works. We're not praying this works. We're not, doing the religious method of entrepreneurship, which means, please, I hope this works. Okay, we know this is going to work. Okay, because the systems that we have works, the dynamics of it work, and we've proven that how we put things together can stand the test of time, because our company, Multiplex Systems, just turned in August 20 years old. So, one of my first things that I always think about in every single decision that I make with what we run online, and especially with National Wealth Center, is this decision going to help the company to last longer? Is it going to be good for the members in the program? Is it going to retract from them? And, all these different decisions to be able to make the program last a long time and be fruitful and multiply and have the impact that we want with so many other people. So let me go backwards a little bit. I want to paint a little bit of a picture for you as far as how this all started, because maybe if you know a little bit about how I started, then you can see why National Wealth Center was built, and possibly use that as a jumping off point for yourself as well too. As Marcus had mentioned, I was a sergeant in the Marine Corps, but even before that, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life since the age of 5. Many of you may have that in your blood, just like I did. At that time, I didn't know what it was. I just like to buy and sell stuff, and I was winging it. I didn't have a mentor. I would just go do all sorts of different things and expose myself to a lot of different things. And I had my mother as an example. She came from Europe as an immigrant, and she didn't know really very little English. She didn't have a craft, and so she was the kind of person that said, hey, listen, if you want me to do something, I'll say yes, and I'll figure out how to do it later. So eventually, she provided for us, and eventually she became an entrepreneur, worked from home, and started multiple fabric stores. She became an interior designer and ran multiple fabric stores and did fashion shows and all sorts of different things. And but I saw her working from home, so I guess that's where my roots come from as far as working from home and having her be able to take care of the kids at the same time as working. So I remember the sewing room, we used to call it, was on the side of the house. We converted the garage into a sewing room. But we started from literally nothing. When she came, we were in this little 400 by 400 square foot little shack, and it was there, and we had nothing. So some of the people say, well, you're running a multi-million-dollar company and you have these people, you must have started with a silver spoon in your mouth. nay, nay, okay? When you call it dirt poor, we were dirt poor, okay? So, and that house is still there. And even on Facebook, I did a video showing what I call the cribs video. I think it was 1963 cribs video or 62 cribs video, I think I called it. You can go watch it. And I went back to that house that's still there just to show people and give them inspiration as far as, where you come from to where you can go, and don't let it hold you back. Okay, so now let's go a little bit further. Went into the Marines, followed my father's footsteps. He was a corporal in World War II. I actually became a sergeant in the Marines when I was stationed around the country and internationally, and got into the coding, decoding scenario, and really was started with the internet way before the internet really became, as we know, the internet. And if I told you exactly what I did, I'd probably have to kill you, so I can't do that. All right, but seriously, I took it very seriously. Even when I was in the Marine Corps, I had multiple businesses on the side. I went to college at night. I was just always driven, okay? And so I learned a lot about business and just kept on evolving over time, and got out of the Marine Corps because my mom called me up one fateful day about a month or so before I was going to re-enlist, because they offered me maximum money to stay in, because my job description, or MOS they call it, was pretty needed, and it was kind of scarce. So she calls me up and says, "Hey, ring, ring, we're opening up a restaurant." And that was my hot button. I knew nothing about the business. I was, okay, challenge. I didn't re-enlist, and went back into the civilian world and went into the restaurant business. And I like to see how things work. So as I was in the restaurant business with my mom, I was getting food back and forth, and I started from washing dishes and worked my way up. Then decided, hey, I want to learn how things work, and I went into culinary, and I got a culinary degree in the restaurant business as well. But as fate would have it, one day my mom got in a car accident, and she was the bubbles in the front of the restaurant, and she wasn't able to be there as much as we would like, and gradually the restaurant went down and down and down and down and down over a period of years. So, and I'm not saying that for you to really be sorry for me, but to tell you that's how traditional business works, right? There's a risk and there's a reward, okay? She mortgaged her house. She had 6 months left to pay on her house, and she remortgaged it to go into the restaurant business, because whose mom doesn't cook well, right? And with all the hopes of doing well in the restaurant business, and we did for a number of years, and then because of that one fateful day, it just happened to go down. They lost their restaurant, they lost their home, they lost their marriage, they lost everything. And but that's risk and reward. And I swore at that point, a very pivotal day in my life, that if I could find something that had low risk but high reward, I was going to be all over it, in the restaurant vernacular, like white on rice, right? And I was going to do it and bring it to people. And a few weeks later, I was introduced to network marketing in 1990. I was brought to a hotel meeting. I sat there with my arms folded in the front row looking. I'm like, yeah. And they're talking about, if you tell someone about this, who tells someone about that, who tells them in New York, who tells someone in New Jersey and California, and then over in India, well, they're going to track all that, and you can be able to make money from that. And I won't name the name of the company, but it's a fairly large company, multi-billion-dollar company. And I was looking at it, and I was like, it made perfect sense to me, because that's what network marketing is. It's referral business. That's what the restaurant business is. That's what the movie business is. We talk about it all the time, but they never pay us for it, right? I figured the restaurant business, if they like the ambiance, the food, the pricing, the whole thing, they're going to talk to people. We don't have to pay them. They'll just bring them to the restaurant. And it made perfect sense to me how network marketing works, just the mechanics behind it. So I said, wow, this is the vehicle that I was looking for. Low risk. Yes, I had to pay. I mean, at that time, I paid like $1,200 or $1,000 to get started. Very small, comparatively speaking, to a mortgage on a home. And I started my business, and I learned my craft. But when I got started, a week after I got started, my sponsor quit. And a week after, a month after that, their sponsor quit, and their sponsor quit, right? But I was driven to find the answers. Like Brandon was driven to find the answers when he got started. And maybe you are too. There's never a smooth path when you get started. But if you're driven because of the power of this industry, if you love the products, hopefully seeing myself here at the company, 20 years old, that gives you some knowledge that we're going to be here for a while, to go in and find the answers that you need. And of course, you have NWC Thrive that's here to be able to support you with training and education and tools and things like that. I didn't have that back when I got started. but I wanted to find the answers. Just like I did when I went into culinary, I wanted to find the answers. And that's exactly what I did. And 29 years later, I've been able to make millions of dollars in the industry, and more importantly, help people make a lot of money, okay, and change lives. So at this point in my life, it's not about the money. I love to make money, don't get me wrong, but that's not my driving factor. My driving factor is people like yourself that are watching right now. If I can impact you on some way to be able to get it, and change your life, to be able to go to another level, to be able to use NWC either for a main income stream or to use the residuals that we have here to be able to use it as a residual income stream to pay off debt, credit cards, put your kids to a better school, or whatever it may be. You know what your why is. To be able to do that, hey, that just tickles me. Okay, so we've been able to do that in so many countries around the world, practically every continent around the world, because we have a digital product. And many, many years ago, I found digital products is what I wanted to do. I started out in physical products in the networking field, but digital products had much more profit margin. And because they're instant around the world, it opened up a global atmosphere for me. I knew eventually that the internet was going to be able to revolutionize everything. But when I first started, it wasn't like that, right? But it didn't really start to happen like that until about 2001, 2, or 3, when everything came together and my ideas and concepts really started to be able to work with programming and servers and streaming and all these different types of things. And that's about when everything started to click here with all the stuff we did with multiplex systems. So in comes National Wealth Center, and it was like, as soon as we introduced it, it just took off, because the concept of 100% pay, residual income plus big ticket in the same program was like the answer to everybody. And we have such a small administration fee of only $10, $9.95, $10, and $20 for the upper tiers. And I'm sure Brandon will talk about that later. It's so hard to beat that. I really think it's unbeatable on the internet market. You can have such great residuals with 25, 50, and 100, and you start to build that up over time, and that's what you want. Then you mix in here and there some top tier 250, 1,000, 3,500, 7,500 type products. Now we have the financing as well to go in there as well too. It's one heck of a potent mix. Now we throw in some great digital products. Marcus puts those in there really every single month. Original content, just stellar products in multi-billion-dollar product niches. And if you didn't know it, Forbes magazine says that the e-learning space will be over 150, $200 billion in the next 5 to 10 years. Right now, it's way over 100 billion. So we're right in front of the wave. If you look at e-learning, the way education is being put online right now, we're right there in the perfect market with great products, super high percentage commission, low admin fee. The company can stay very profitable, training, support, long-term company outlook. You got everything here for you. So back to my original statement, hopefully I can touch some of you on here to see that. And it's going to transfer my belief in National Wealth Center over to you virtually, okay? And maybe supercharge your belief that you can really go for it with this program. It works. Now, if you're focusing on the 25, 50, 100, or just the 25 or any combination thereof, fantastic, okay? My suggestion is to do all three. Why do one when you can do all three? Because here's my philosophy on that. Because all you need is one, right? If you only need one person to get your money back, other than the admin fee, of course, we'll put that on the side, why not do all three and supercharge your income? So instead of having a 25 residual, why not have a $175 residual, right? And you're going to 7x your income with the same amount of risk. So your risk stays here and the income goes from here to here, right? That's why I recommend doing all three, because if you need one person at 25, why not it be the same person at 25, 50, and 100? Now you're going to make 175 a month layered on top of each other, kind of like a layers on a roof, you know? The shingles go on top and layer, and eventually you're getting higher and higher and higher, and your income starts to snowball on itself, and it also gives you stability over time. Then you sprinkle in $1,000 or $3,500, or dare we say a $7,500 lifestyle type of money that comes in. Holy cow, right? So it's great stuff that we have. We should appeal to everybody here. Nobody left behind. Anybody can get started. rock solid company, great products, great support with NWC Thrive, and you can't beat it. Okay, so with that, I'm going to stay on here, but I'm going to pass it over to Brandon to talk a little bit more about the program itself. Back to you, Brandon.
Cool. Thank you so much, Peter. Some gold nuggets just in that first introduction there. And by the way, guys, we're going to open it up to some questions here at the end. So hopefully Peter can stay tuned for just a little bit, and we'll open it up to questions after I go over some information for you guys about National Wealth Center. So stay tuned. Also, guys, we hadn't forgotten, I wanted to mention this at the beginning and meant to. We are giving away $50, all right? $50 cash prize. All you guys have to do is announce yourself on the webinar in the chat box there and let us know who invited you on, okay? And we'll show you here in just a minute how to claim your prize if you win it tomorrow, okay? So 1 minute, guys. Let me make sure I am sharing my screen here. Share screen. 1 second. All right. Can you guys see that? Or Peter, can you see that?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, because they can't answer me. All right, cool. So, guys, 3 pieces of information that Peter, well, there was a lot of information there, and it's pretty incredible to hear how somebody, where they came from. And this is not, and I'm not discounting anything that Peter said, but it's not such a rarity that some of the most successful people in this world came from little or nothing, right? It's because they have that drive. They have that will to get where they want to be in life and push to get there. They know what hard is. So that whenever it comes to gaining success, that's less hard for them than it is to stay put where they are. So hopefully some of that transfers to you, his story that is, so you can you don't have to come from those places, right? Maybe you came from maybe you did have a silver spoon in your mouth, but you're still not where you want to be in life. If you want to get where you want to be, you can absolutely do it. That's one thing I took from this intro there. Also, guys, he talked a little bit about risk versus reward, all right? And very important here with National Wealth Center, the risk is so low versus and I'm the guy who came in, $175 and easily cleared 6 figures, or I was on a track for a 6-figure income in just 7 months. So the risk versus reward is absolutely incredible, the ratio we have here with National Wealth Center. Also, I want to point out, guys, we mentioned on this webinar, the title of this webinar is a 7-figure blueprint, guys. And we're going to show you how to reach 7 figures. And for you guys who don't know what 7 figures is, that's $1 million in a year. All right. It's a big number, right? And the reason why we titled this webinar that way is because we're going to actually show you the mechanics of the compensation plan here in National Wealth Center in just a moment to show you how that's actually possible. Okay. We'll show you how to actually achieve that. Now, typically you need 3 things in order to reach a 7-figure income. You need quantity, okay, mass, high volume of sales, right? Or you need high ticket, which we have here with National Wealth Center, or you need residuals, okay? Now, we have both high ticket commissions and residual income here with National Wealth Center, but we're going to be focusing, for the purposes of this webinar, we'll be focusing mostly on the residuals and show you what's possible with just our monthly product courses, okay? Again, very low risk versus reward. Also, he mentioned digital products, which is very, very important. This is what allows us to earn maximum profit margin here with National Wealth Center, okay? So let's get into some information, guys, here. Give you a little bit more information about the company. Again, you guys who are joining us, whoever invited you tonight, drop a comment in the chat box and let us know who invited you onto the webinar. And tomorrow morning, we're going to announce who the winner is. We're going to announce it on our Facebook page. All you got to do is go to facebook.com/NWC Thrive. The link is right there on the page. All right. So make sure you are following us on Facebook. We will announce that tomorrow morning from our Facebook page. Okay. So good luck to you guys out there. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about the company here, National Wealth Center, because it's important to know. I mean, you got the backstory here from the CEO himself, which is incredible that he took the time to come on our webinar and digitally shake your hand and say, hey, look, I'm here to look out for you. I'm here, and I'm even going to give you some backstory of where I came from so you know what you're getting involved with, which is incredible. But just to let you guys know, National Wealth Center Multiplex Systems Incorporated has a 20-plus year track record of success. I believe, isn't there an anniversary coming up, Peter? Aren't you getting ready to hit 21 or 22?
It's August 8th, basically, is the anniversary.
Oh, right,
yeah, so that'll be 21 years on August.
Okay, cool. So over 20 years, guys, in the industry, which says a lot. Because
Brandon, hold on a second. Let's do a check on that. Can everybody see Brandon's screen with the guy with his arm on National Wealth Center? Can you type that in the chat? I can see it, but some people are saying they see a blank screen.
Okay, let's make sure.
Okay, yeah, everybody's saying yes, they can. So okay. Whoever said that, Gary, or let's see, who else? Ernest, if you're seeing a blank screen, please check your system and see if you have something blocked.
Yeah, and you may have to log off and log back in, possibly. So, okay, cool. Thanks for checking that, though. So, yeah, guys, 20-plus year track record of success with the company here. So, you know where you're getting in with a company that's going to be here for the long term, as Peter mentioned. We're a debt-free company, okay? So you don't have to worry about going bankrupt or anything. We've seen many companies over the years, just in the short time, over 4 years I've been with National Wealth Center, I've seen numerous companies come and go due to debt problems or leadership problems. So, you know, that does happen, but we are debt-free, so you don't have to worry about the any bankruptcy issues or anything like that. We're based right out of New York City. In fact, we have some regular trainings we do, usually about quarterly, where Multiplex Systems will have an event there at our headquarters in New York City where you can actually go in and meet Peter for yourself and the other members and leaders of the Multiplex Systems Corporation and some other members of our programs, okay? So that's a cool opportunity for you guys who live stateside, or we also have people fly in from other countries just to attend those events. We have over 350,000 members worldwide. We paid out well over $500 million in gross commissions. Guys, you didn't read that wrong. Over $500 million in gross commissions. And founded by Peter Wolfing, a seasoned network marketing leader and veteran of the United States Marine Corps, who's on the webinar here tonight. Now, I'm going to go through this information kind of fast tonight. I usually go through this really slow, but we don't want to keep you guys here all night, all right? You can always get more information from the person who referred you to the webinar. But our products, guys, let's talk about our products real quick. We have digital educational products to empower you guys, all right? Total Lifestyle and Business Elevation. Our first course is only $25 a month. That's self-development. We have our $50 a month Fitness Advantage course, our $100 Digital Entrepreneur course, okay? So all of these product courses are paid. You pay for them monthly on a subscription, but you can also earn on them monthly. And as Peter alluded to, having all three really is in your best interest from a business standpoint, because you can earn potentially 7 times more income and with the same amount of effort and the same amount of risk, right, as you would if you just had the $25 level. All right. We also have our high ticket products, as he mentioned. You pay one time for these product courses, but you can earn on them over and over again. We have our Relationship Edge course for $250, Wealth Advantage for $1,000, Network Marketing Edge for $3,500, and our Vault package, which is the whole kit and caboodle, for $7,500. All right. We also have, and this was recently launched a few months back, we now have financing available. How cool is that? We're like one of the only companies that I know of, actually, that offers financing. It's really cutting edge and revolutionary that we offer this financing to let you guys get in, okay, to your product levels. You automatically get access to your products. You also can go ahead and start earning commissions on your products, even if you're financing them, all right? For questions about financing, be sure to get back with the person who referred you to the webinar here tonight, and they'll be able to help you out with that as well, okay? Again, I'm going through this a little faster than normal because I don't want to keep you guys here all night. All right, guys, so let's talk a little bit about our compensation plan. This is one of my favorite things to talk about with National Wealth Center because it's incredibly lucrative, it's brilliant, and it was a first of its kind too, okay? We've had copycats since then, and we've seen companies come and go that try to copy us, but we have a compensation plan that simply cannot be beat, all right? 100% commissions paid member to member. All right, so here's the nutshell version. I'm also going to do a animated breakdown to show you, again, how to get to that 7-figure level in National Wealth Center in a very short window of time, all right? But here's our compensation plan broken down pretty simple, all right? First off, 100% commissions paid member to member. You never have to split your commissions with anybody, and payments are sent directly to you and not through the company. Now, there is an option if you want the company to take your payments for you. Say you don't want to set up your own merchant account or you don't want to do any of that stuff. If you just want the easiest solution, you can let National Wealth Center take your payments. They will pay you out as long as you're in Canada and US, I should mention. They will pay you out 80% commission. So there's a 20% fee for that. Of course, there's overhead and 1099s and all kinds of stuff they have to do on their side. But they'll pay you out 80% commissions, and you don't have to set up a merchant or anything. Now, for you guys, and most people are setting up their own merchant accounts, collecting their own payments, and earning 100% commissions direct member to member, all right? We have a reverse 2-up pay plan, which allows you to break even on your very first sell, all right? So your very first sell, the very first person you refer into the business, you keep that first sell, all right? It gives you the option to break even on your very first sell. Now, I know guys who have, and we can't call ourselves, we can't say that we are a franchise top opportunity. We can't legally say that because we're not. but we are a proven business model. And the only comparison I can see here is like a franchise type opportunity. So if you guys were to go out and open up your own, say, Domino's franchise or McDonald's or whatever, Subway, you're going to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that business set up. All right. Just to get it set up. This doesn't mean you're going to break even in your first year, your first 2 years, your first 3 years. All right. You don't know how your business is going to do. You're already out of pocket that much. Risk is high. Reward is, optional. Okay. So, that's the difference between what we have here. And again, break even on your very first sign up, which is like unheard of. All right. Also, your second sale will pass up to your sponsor. Your third sale you keep, and the fourth sale you pass up. Then in fifth to infinity are all yours. Okay. They all go to you. Now, if you guys wondering or thinking, I don't like the sound of passing up money. I don't like to give up money. And who does, right? Well, check this out, guys. You're going to earn pass-up sales from every single one of your members. So sure, you have to pass up your second and fourth sale to your sponsor, your referrer, but every single member that you bring on has to pass up their second and fourth sale to you. Pretty good deal, right? I mean, you have to do it one time, but every single person underneath you has to pass up their second and fourth sale to you. I call this vertical acceleration. We are not an MLM. We are not a multi-level marketing business. We don't pay out percentages down different levels. It's simply you and your pay line, okay? So this allows us to earn off of the efforts of our members without being any kind of MLM or paying down multiple levels, okay? Because a lot of people hate that term MLM, okay? It's a curse in this industry. So I love the fact that we're not an MLM, okay? But you do earn the second and fourth sale from all of your members. Now, I don't know if we mentioned this. I know Peter did. This is monthly residual income, guys. The biggest businesses, the biggest corporations out there, look at the Time Warners, the Cox Cable, the Hulu, the Netflix, the AT&T, Sprint, Verizon. They acquire their customers once, and those customers are paying them over and over monthly, a monthly subscription for the service, right? Same thing here, guys, okay? It's a brilliant business model that allows you to really leverage your efforts, leverage the and maximize the time you have, right? My most valuable asset today is time, okay? And this allows you really to gain that time and financial freedom you're probably looking for, okay? There's a lot of opportunities out there where you can keep churning and putting in the effort, putting in the marketing, spending money, bringing on new customers, but they pay you one time, okay? Nothing wrong with that. It's just a different business model. But with residual income, you acquire your customer once and they're paying you over and over and over. And it's a beautiful thing. And again, it allows you the time and financial freedom that many of you are probably looking for, okay? And it's also one of the ingredients to getting to that 7 figures a year, okay? All right, guys. So next up, let's talk a little bit about the reseller license because, it's like Peter said, it's a very, very small price, but this is how National Wealth Center makes their money, okay? Again, you may have been wondering that because we earn 100% commissions. How's the company make any money, right? Well, they have a very small reseller license. Okay, it starts out $9.95. It's basically like an all-you-can-eat buffet. You can make as much money as you want for this one little fee. Okay, so you can only earn on the product levels that you own. I'll say that first and foremost. You need to own the product levels that you're going to be offering out and want to earn commissions on. But you'll also need the reseller license. Okay, so if you guys are wanting to come in, say you want to get the $25, $50, and $100 product levels. The monthly product levels, then all you need is the basic reseller license for $9.95 a month. All right. If you guys want to come in and sell the monthlies and the high tickets, or maybe just the high ticket product levels, you'll need the pro reseller license for $19.95 a month. All right. Now you guys are seeing two other options on the screen here, premium and lifetime. Those are basically two other options for paying the pro membership, the pro reseller license. Okay. You get all the same benefits as the pro reseller license, but you can pay it yearly or even better, pay the lifetime, okay? Incredible discount. I took advantage of it. Many people have taken advantage of it. But we've got different options here, guys, depending on what you're wanting to do, okay? So those are the resale license, and that is the only way National Wealth Center makes its money, okay? Now, this is going to be really fun, guys. I'm going to give you a breakdown animation of how you guys can literally go from 0 to 7 figures in your very first year, okay, with National Wealth Center based on the mechanics of our compensation plan. Now, first off, I'll say, am I saying that this is exactly how it's going to happen when you come into business? Am I saying that you're going to get these exact same numbers. Your people are going to duplicate exactly the same. No, absolutely not. Okay, so full disclaimer out there, this illustration here is just that. It's an illustration to show you the mechanics of our compensation plan, how this works, and what is possible. Now, if you guys did a fraction of this, the numbers are still astronomical, okay? So let's get into it, guys. I'm going to show you what is possible here with a compensation plan. Now, your first week in the business, let's just say that you join at all three of our monthly product levels. Again, this webinar tonight is not for the looky-loos. It's not for the tire kickers. It's not for the people who want to make an extra $50 a month, okay? It just isn't, all right? We're here to show you guys how to make some serious money, serious cash flow, in 2019 and beyond, guys. So we're going to go ahead and say you guys come in, join at all three of our monthly product levels for $175 a month. Again, you'll also need the $9.95 monthly reseller license, okay? And guys, it's time for some simple math, all right? You ready? Really complicated, guys. How much would you need to make a month? And I do want your answers here, so go ahead and drop them in the comments here. How much would you need to make a month in order to clear 7 figures in your first year? Who has the answer to that? I know Peter probably knows it off the top of his head, so don't say it, Peter. All right. Yes, Gary got it. Gary got it right on the money, okay? In fact, he rounded it up. So cool. Thank you, Gary. 83,000, guys. Let me make sure I get the slide up here. All right, $83,333 and some change, okay? Gary had it even more accurately. $83,334 a month is what you need to earn, okay? Now, with our residual compensation plan here with National Wealth Center, we have the mathematical formula here, or a way to actually get to that number. And you guys, you might be thinking that already sounds astronomical. That already sounds absolutely insane, okay? And some numbers we're going to show you here, guys, are going to blow your mind, absolutely blow your mind. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys, all right? Let's see if I get control here. Now, what we focus on here with National Wealth Center is the power of 4. What I mean by that is you really only need 4 people in the business to maximize the compensation plan, all right, to be fully qualified in the compensation plan. Now, with most opportunities out there, most business opportunities and programs out there, you might need 20, 30, 40, 50 people to be fully qualified. Not with National Wealth Center. 4 people, you're good to go, all right? So let's show you guys. Let's show you how this works. Now, let me point out, too, that we're not asking you to go out and bother your family, your friends, your next-door neighbor, all the people in your neighborhood, okay? We're not asking you to do that. In fact, I've never done that, and most of my members have never done anything like that, okay? We will show you different methods, and we'll get into that later on. We'll show you different methods of building your business without ever talking to family or friends. We don't want you guys to be part of the NFL club, no friends left. All right? We want to show you how to do this the easy way and reach millions of people online in as little effort as possible, right? So we'll show you how to do that, guys. But just know that we're going to help you and show you how to get these first 4 people. And that's what we're going to do in your first week. Go out and get your first 4 sales. Your first sale, remember, guys, your first sale you get to keep, okay? So your first sale goes to you paying $175 a month. Your second sale goes to your sponsor. That's your first pass up. Your second sale goes to you. And your fourth sale goes to your sponsor, all right? You are now fully qualified in the business because you've brought on your first 4 sales. You passed up your 2 sales, right? You're good to go now. You keep your first and third. So you're now at a total monthly residual income in your first week, guys, of $350. All right. Week number 2, guys. All right. Your 2, remember, you kept the first and third sale from week 1, right? First sale you keep, third sale you keep. So those 2 members both have to pass up 2 sales to you. All right. That's an additional, and my camera is hiding this here. Let me move myself. That's an additional $700 added on. And again, this is recurring income, guys. You're now at a total monthly residual income of $1,050 in just your second week. Week number 3, your 4, because you got 4 passed up in the last week, your 4 get their 4 and pass up 2 to you. This is where it starts getting super interesting, and you'll see how this grows extremely fast at this point. That's 8 more people paying you $175 each, which equals $1,400. You're now at a total monthly residual income of $2,450 in just 3 weeks, guys, okay? Just 3 weeks. Week number 4, your 8 get their 4, pass up 2 to you each. That's an additional $2,800 added on. You are now at a total monthly residual income of $5,250. Week number 5, your 16 go out and get their 4 and pass up 2 to you. That's 32 additional members on your pay line paying you $175 each. So that's $5,600 added on. You are now at a total monthly residual income of $10,850 in just your 5th week. And guys, let me point out right here, we are not even talking about the high ticket products yet, right? What if you're in the high tickets as well and selling some of those? All right. This is just the monthly residual income. And remember, this is 100% commissions paid direct to you and paid residually, meaning it's paid monthly. All right. Week number 6, your 32 go out and get their 4 and pass up 2 to you each. That's an additional $11,200 added on to your total. You're now at a total monthly residual income of $22,050. Week number 7, your 64 get their 4 and pass up 2. That's $22,400 added on. You are now at a total monthly residual income of $44,450, guys. Insane what you can do with this compensation plan. Week number 8, your 128 get their 4 and pass up 2 to you. 256 additional people added onto your pay line, paying you $175 each. That's an additional $44,800 added on, bringing you to a grand total, guys, a total monthly residual income of $89,250. All right? That puts us over the limit. Okay, that puts us over the number we needed to reach in order to hit 7 figures in 1 year. Okay? Again, I'm not saying this is exactly how it's going to happen to you. Okay? You may do more, you may do less. Your members may do more, your members may do less. All right? But imagine if you did a fraction of this. Imagine if your downline did a fraction of this. And remember, we're teaching you all the marketing strategies, the methods. We're giving you all the tools, sales pages, and everything to do this. All right? You don't need any experience. All right? And we're going to show you exactly how to do this and get to these numbers. All right? Now, let's break this down and recap real quick. 7 figures in 8 short weeks. We taught you how to find and refer 4 members. 4 members is easy, guys. All right? And many of you guys are going to actually refer a lot more. In fact, I hope you do. You only need 4 people to be fully qualified in the business, but by no means does that mean that's where you stop, okay? Most of our members, yes, they're going to start focusing more on helping their downline and their, the members they brought on, but they're going to continue to bring on other people as well, okay? So you don't have to stop at 4 people. We also went ahead and taught your members, okay? So we taught you how to go out and find 4. Then we taught your 4 members how to go out and bring on 4 sales as well. Step 3, your members go out and start, bringing on new members and passing up sales to you. Okay, very simple, guys. And again, we're giving you all the tools, the training, the resources, everything you need to make this a reality. So your first $1 million earned online becomes quickly within reach with the business plan we have set up here. Now, you guys might have some questions. But what if? I love some but what ifs. But what if it takes longer than 8 weeks? Is that a problem? Okay. What if it takes you 3 months? What if it takes you 4 months? What if it takes you a year? Wouldn't that still be worth it? Right? What if I don't have $175 to get started? If you're in that situation, then you need us more than you realize. Okay. Anybody can get access to $175. If I told you guys, if I asked you what your favorite car was and you said a McLaren, and I said, well, if I can get you a McLaren by tomorrow, if you can make a $175 down deposit, or just give me $175, I'll get you a McLaren tomorrow. You guys would be borrowing money from Uncle Bob, Aunt Sally, going to the bank, finding that money underneath your mattress. You guys would be finding the money, okay? We have a proven business model here, all right? We have everything in place for you to make this a reality. Will you not make excuses, right? You want to get on board, right? What if I've never done anything like this before? I love hearing this because I'd rather you've never done anything like this before. Reason being is people pick up bad habits over the years, right? People go through different business opportunities and doing other things. They picked up bad habits along the way and they've gotten nowhere because of it. So either you need to come into this with a fresh mind, clean slate. Maybe you have no experience whatsoever. That's great. If you do have some experience, be ready to learn some new things, okay? Because we're here to teach you how to do this properly. And that brings me to, perfect segue, you guys might be thinking this sounds great. I got to hear from the CEO himself. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to be my own boss. So we'll be able to walk you through, guys, getting your business set up and generating those first few sales. And what we have in place for you here, guys, and Peter mentioned this earlier, is a system called NWC Thrive, which has all the tools, the training, the resources, the support, literally everything all under one roof that you're going to need to be successful in the business. We have live opportunity webinar presentations every single week. Those are normally on Sunday nights. Tonight, we took the opportunity to be with Peter tonight, which is better than any other opportunity webinar we do. But we do a live opportunity webinar every Sunday night where you guys can bring on your leads, your prospects, people who are looking at the business, and then get more information about the business. We have live training webinars every week as well, where we go over marketing strategies, tools we've added, updates going on with the company, and we just stay connected there. We have a complete marketing system with capture pages, sales pages, and even 24/7 chat support built right into the sales page. We have super simple advertising methods, okay? So we're going to teach you how to drive traffic, all right, drive leads and people over to your sales pages to get them signed up, okay? We've got super simple methods for doing that. We got around-the-clock support. We have a private Facebook community you guys can join and be a part of. Scripts for talking to leads, even email scripts for sending out to leads. Marketing resources such as PowerPoint presentation, drop cards, PDFs, flyers, etc. Business card designs, hotline sizzle numbers, gift incentives for prospects, a 90-day action game plan to help you guys get in the right mental frame, right? We're getting the right mental space when you're launching your business, and a whole lot more. Just want to let you guys know that when you get on board here, again, you don't need any experience. You don't have to be one of these people who have tried 10 different things and had no success. If you are one of those people, no problem. We have something in place for you that you probably never even dreamed of before. And for you guys who don't have experience, you're in the perfect place to get started from scratch. All right. So guys, we are going to open it up for questions here in just a minute. You can ask me questions, Peter questions. We'll answer them the best of our ability, but it's time to take some action, guys. So what we're going to ask you to do at the end of this webinar is to get back with the person who invited you to the webinar and basically just let them know, are you a 1, a 2, or a 3? And what that means is if you're a 3, this just isn't for you, okay? Some people, I don't know what it is, and no big deal, but some people can't, get out of that frame of mind where they think they have to work for a boss the rest of their lives, okay? Where they have to keep on barely making ends meet doing whatever they're doing, okay? Some people will just stay stuck there, and that's on them, okay? All we can do is offer a solution, offer the mechanisms, offer the system that we have in place to help you get out of that. If this isn't for you, though, we understand. It's not going to be for everybody. If you're a 2, you have some questions. That's perfectly normal. In fact, it'd be kind of strange if you didn't have questions. So either ask those questions at the end of tonight's webinar or get back to the person who referred you and get those questions answered. If you're a 1, then you're ready to go. All right. We're excited to see you join us, and we look forward to watching your success here with National Wealth Center and helping you get to that level of success you're looking for and meeting your why, meeting your goals, whatever your goals are. We don't care what they are. I mean, maybe you want to set up a retirement fund or a college fund for your kid. Maybe you want to set up a retirement fund for yourself. Maybe you want to take your family on a vacation that you've been wanting to do for a long time. Maybe you just want more money. It doesn't matter what it is to us, okay? We're happy to help you get there. We're ready to help you get there. So get back with the person who referred you to the webinar, and we will see you on the inside, guys. All right, so we're going to go ahead and open it up to some questions here. Peter, you with us still? Let me turn off the sharing here. 1 second. Stop sharing. All right, cool. All right, cool. All right, guys, so we're going to open it up some questions. I'm going to try to read through the chat box here. And if you want to, Peter, I'll just read out the questions.
Yep. Yeah, I've been kind of answering. I've been busy typing the whole time.
Oh, have you? Okay. Cool. All right, cool. So let's see what we have here. Let's see.
Let me explain the finance program. Well, it's more like a layaway. I'll be really brief with it. It's more like a layaway in that traditionally a layaway means you start to pay off a product, whether it's clothing or whatever, over a period of time. When you're done, you get the product. Here what we do is once you select, let's say you want to come in, you want to go for broke and go for the $7,500 product, you put 25 to 50% down. That goes to the member, okay? And at that price point, you really should pay the lifetime admin fee, not even $300, okay? You pay that up front, you're done. Then at that point, the remainder of that, you're going to finance over 12 or 24 months, your choice. It's 17.9% interest. I think it even went down just a little bit, but don't quote me on that. Even that's industry standard, right around that area. Then you just need a credit card or a checking account. Okay, that's where they can draft the monthly payments. Our leasing / financing provider does that for us, and everybody gets approved. No FICO score, no SSN needed, just a credit card and a checking account. And this is global. Okay, once you're approved, which is like that, you're automatically going to be able to be approved at whatever product level. So what your sponsor would do is mark you as paid at that product level, and you in turn just pay the admin fee. We want you to pay the admin fee first as well, just to, so this way you're good to go. Now you can start making money at that product level. You can do it at the 3,500. You can do it at 1,000. Only at the 1,000, 3,500, 7,500. That's it. Only those 3 levels. So it's a way to use OPM, other people's money, to be able to ratchet up and get at a top tier product and start to earn money at a top tier product. So as you bring somebody in, you'll get, well, even before that, you'll get a portal that you'll be able to offer this to people and sign them up. And we have videos to show you how to do it. It's so simple. And we'll set that up. There's no cost for that, for you to do that. And then once that person pays the monthly payments, you're going to get the principal the following month. So right now it's in March. If somebody paid in February, around the middle of the month, the finance company transfers all the principal amounts to us. We get a report, and then we cut you a check for the principal. We're going to do that for as long as they're paying it until it's done paying. If they want to pay it off, there's no prepayment penalty. They can pay it off, and then we're just going to get those funds. We pay you. But again, you're getting 25 to 50%. That's totally up to you on what you take. It's your business. It's your time and effort, your training, how much time and effort you took to find the person. You decide what's right for you. But for $7,500, say you take $2,000 down, right? Plus the admin, $2,300, you're going to be at a $7,500 level, and you can start making money. That's what we call leverage. And you're doing the monthlies as well. So now you're also going to be in at the 3,500, in at the 1,000, in at the 250, and you're going to start being able to earn income at those product levels as well too, while you work in building up your residual core base. Every once in a while you sprinkle in 1,000, 3,500, 250, 7,500, and that's advertising money. That's paying off credit card money. That's lifestyle money. And the other side is legacy money. Okay, so that's the financing and how it works. Again, anybody can qualify with that. And, honestly, I don't see why the internet is not like lit up like crazy because of that product. It's insane because everybody qualifies. And if people leverage that, you're going to have money up front, residuals coming in with the 25, 50, and 100, plus residuals on a top tier, which is crazy. So that's the financing product. So I wanted to explain that to everybody. And if you're interested in that, get back to either support nationalwealthcenter@gmail.com, and or it should be some stuff in your back office. You can find out more about that. We got videos and stuff like that for you as well too. So I wanted to let you know about that. Okay.
I remember when Peter announced that, I thought he was kidding. Like, there's no way we're going to offer that. So, guys, it's incredible. It's incredible. I've got, several members. I know we've got a lot of people getting signed up for the layaway. It's an incredible opportunity to get positioned at the highest spot. So, cool.
Yeah, Deb asked, what percentage of people are customers? We don't give out that percentage, but everybody has to be a customer first, and then they choose whether or not they want to sell the product. And really, the license fee, what is it? It's really hosting, right? Hosting, tech support. For $10 or $20 a month, you have to pay that anyway for your business, right? So if you got the product, you're going to be able to sell the product. But I can guarantee you that we do have thousands of people that are customers that don't even, they're not even selling the product, and they don't pay the admin fee. So we do have quite a few people that the vast majority of people do sell the product too. For 10 or 20 bucks, why not try to sell it as a license fee? It goes to say, why not do that? Just makes sense. But there's thousands of people that are just customers. They just love the product.
Ella asks, where do you go to find the scripts for talking to leads? So Ella, make sure you are a member of NWC Thrive. And I didn't even mention the price point on Thrive. And it's actually not something I want to hide from you guys because it's an incredible price point. When we developed NWC Thrive, again, training, marketing, capture page systems, you get everything with it. We wanted to create it in a way to where it was available to everyone. Okay. We didn't want to charge incredible fees, and there's fees to running it. So we couldn't give it away for free, but we wanted to make it the lowest price point as possible. So it's $15 a month. And most of you guys would pay probably 30, 40, whatever more a month just for a capture page system. So $15 a month, and you will have access to all that. Ella, and please forgive me if you're already an NWC Thrive member, you might be. Then it will be under marketing tools. Okay. Marketing tools, I believe the tab that it's under. Okay. It'll be in your NWC Thrive back office. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. NWC Thrive is a separate system, but the company highly endorses it it's more like a premium service, but for $20 or less, I mean, it's crazy good. So we highly recommend you do that, and they have an affiliate program with it. Just refer a few of your people, and you're going to really get your money back. So we always want to make sure you get to a break-even point really quickly with what you're doing, and cut out your expenses. So it's very, very, very good. And also the company provides a lot of stuff for you with we give you free capture pages and things like that with it. But the other ones with NWC Thrive, where there's that ratchet up a little bit more. And obviously there's a cost involved with that, with Brandon's team helping people with that. Sam said, have you ever considered changing the sign-up process where individuals would pay first and create the account afterwards? We've actually considered that a few times. The system was originally built the way it is, and it's very, very complex programming. And if we change one little thing, it affects 100 other things. And it's really working really well the way it is right now. So we kind of don't want to break the system, with the way it is. It's really that good. But I do understand what you're saying. And honestly, people shouldn't, before they get to that point, they should know what they want to join with before they even sign up and create an account. Because as members, you want them to go through the process, watch the videos, see the price points, and say, okay, listen, I kind of have an idea what I want. I create the account. Then you just have a choice of picking what you want to be able to buy. So, but I hear what you're saying. It does have some logic to that. But we have it working really well the way it is right now, and I don't think we're going to change it in the near future.
I could vouch for that. I've been with NWC long enough to know that a little programming thing that sounds like such a little thing is not really.
One thing affects another, Yeah, it does. Yes.
So good question, though. Good question. Let me scroll back up, see if there's any that we may have missed.
And just, what Brandon said about the money that he showed as the example. Let's be real, guys. Nobody does that. Nobody's perfect. I can't even do that. And I'm pretty good, okay? This is just to show you mechanics. It's just to show you how the compensation plan works. And then you have to put yourself in the compensation plan. What can you do? Everybody's different. Keith had asked before about statistics and things. I just don't even worry about that type of thing because, I don't want to kind of corral myself with statistics because that's what, other people do. I think I'm above other people, and I hope you probably think you're above other people too. So it almost doesn't matter. So look at what you can do. And I had mentioned to Keith in there that at least me doing it for 30 years, and that you have to look at the system and say, I just need one. I got my money back. And that's one of the reasons why we did the reverse 2-up system is because we wanted to lower risk. Remember I mentioned at the beginning to lower risk? So we lower risk by, if you just need one, you got all your money back other than a small hosting fee, license fee, then it's going to give you the belief that it works. You're going to say, hey, this really does work, and the confidence that it works, and then you're off and running. So can you do that? Can you say, watch this video? Can you point yourself to somebody and say, hey, watch this video, go to NWC Thrive, go through their funnel system, and just keep on doing that and doing that and doing that. It's that simple. It really is not complicated. And I think anybody worth anything can do that. And if you don't think you can find at least one, what are you saying? You need to get a job, right? This is not for you. And right up front, okay, this is not for you. If you don't think you can find one, because that's going to break you even, this is not for you, okay? So, and we certainly hope that you can do much more than that, and I believe you can do much more than that. And it's not a race, so don't give it 30, 60, 90 days. keep it going, learn. When I first started in the business, it took me quite a while to kind of get my sea legs because most of my friends quit, my sponsors quit. So I had to figure it out. I had to drive 6 to 8 hours just to go to a training in upstate New York. And it took me about 8 years to start really making some decent money. Now, I'm not saying you're going to take 8 years to do it. So I brought a lot of stuff to the table, talked to a lot of people over 30 years. So this way you don't have to do that to make money. So you can really make very, very good money in a few months. And we have a lot of people that have already done that and people that are making really crazy money. Okay. So I'm just throwing that out there as just giving you something to shoot for is what's possible. We've had many people earning thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars just in the residual income. So it's certainly possible. And people in other countries that do the same thing as well too. In Vietnam and all sorts of other countries that do the same thing with NWC as well. So it just because you're, in another country doesn't matter. If you're in the U.S., you have such a super advantage as well over here as well too. But give yourself some time to learn the skills, but also use the NWC Thrive system to do most of it for you. And then don't be afraid to talk to people. That's really the big thing. Follow up, talk to people. Brandon has the scripts and so on to do that. The videos do most of the telling and selling for you. And then you can go from there. So there we go. What else we got here? I think I'm getting a little long-winded, but.
Okay, I'll break it up real quick. One thing I wanted to point out is, guys, don't use your referrer. Don't use your sponsor as a measuring stick for what you're capable of. I see that mistake happen sometimes where people want to measure themselves up and say, hey, well, my sponsor did this number in his first month or his first 6 months. Guys, if you're measuring yourself up to somebody else, then you're cutting yourself short. You're either gonna fall short of it or you might go further than it, okay? Just as an example, when I got started with National Wealth Center, and this is nothing bad about my sponsor whatsoever, great guy, and I wouldn't have chosen to join with anybody else. But if I would have measured myself up to him, then I would have fallen short because I ended up doing a lot more. Same thing, I've got somebody under me right now who's killing it, and he's going to totally top my numbers very, very soon. So don't measure yourself according to what other people are doing, and don't feel like you need, like Peter said, there's not a race. You don't have to do this comp plan exactly the way we showed you here. We want to show you the mechanics of what is possible, not exactly, we're not showing you exactly what you're going to do. You have to figure out what you're wanting to do. Okay. You need to figure out the effort you're going to put into it. So
yeah, and Scott, Brandon, Scott made a really good point. And for those of you who don't know Scott's a veteran in the industry and routinely makes over 6 figures a month. Okay. And he pointed out something just now. I didn't even thought about this as far as the stat thing is that we are member to member. So the members collect the money themselves. So it's not possible for us to know that money, that amount.
Right.
They take the money that's suggested. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. Whatever. It's how they do their business. We don't know those numbers, so it's not possible for us to get accurate statistics on every single product level. So good point, Scott. Thanks for saying that. And people in Philippines, I told you guys this is global. We got Tom from Philippines on here today as well too. So thanks for coming on, Tom.
Cool. Yeah, and that's a big difference with National Wealth Center and other opportunities that people sometimes don't grasp if they're in the network marketing arena already. Mm-hmm. We're totally different because you really got your own business here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it really is not a multi-level marketing company. It's really an affiliate program with leverage. Yeah. So it's more one down, one up, one down, one up, one down, one up versus multiple levels. And because you're making 100% on one sale. So if you're making 100% on one sale, the definition of multi-level is you're getting 100% or whatever percentage divided over multiple levels. You're getting 100%. And usually for other companies, it ends up being about 30 or 40%, not 100%, right? So when we say a flat rate admin fee, it's really flat rate. And what we say we pay because there's nothing for the company to hide behind because it's a pure 100%. Yeah. So the company really does only get 10 or 20 bucks a month. And so you're maximizing money and with low risk because you only need one. It's a great combination.
Yeah. Cool. Other questions, guys? All right. Got one from Kelly. She says, I'm not at the higher level, so how can my downline get financed for the higher programs when I'm on the lower level programs? That's a good question and something there can be a solution to that depending on who your sponsor is, if they've got the financing available to them. How would you answer that, Peter, though?
Kelly, if you didn't join the higher level and they did, they would pass you. Okay, so that's the way the compensation plan works. If you're not there, then if you're not at a higher product level than they're at, they're going to pass you by. And you certainly don't want that to happen. Here's the reason why. Because if you were there, you would get the sale.
And break even.
Right? You won because you're getting the first one.
Yeah.
So here's the way to think about that. If you know somebody's going to come on board and they're going to join at that level, do whatever you have to do to get there because they're going to pay you. Right? So basically you have a free business.
Confession, guys, I did that. I can't remember which level it was. I did that.
Yeah.
I got in right away.
Yeah, because if I'm assuming that you're paying up front, they're paying up front. And so if you think about it, you would pay the person above you and they would be paying you. So essentially you have a free level, right? And everything below that. So you want to try to get it as soon as possible. Now, as far as the financing is concerned, that's a different story because everybody's not getting the full amount up front. But what would happen is what would happen if you put the same amount of money down as they put, you're exchanging the funds, right? So say if you put $2,000 down, they put $2,000 down, which pays you for your $2,000 down, you're paying every single month for the 7,500, 35, whatever, and they're going to pay you every month. So you're getting reimbursed for the money you're paying. Does it make sense? It's almost kind of strange to really understand that, but because you have a free and clear level. But the chance people always take is, okay, I'll wait until somebody does that. But you take a chance of you not upgrading and having somebody upgrade before you. And if they do that, we can't help you. Because if you're not there, you can't win. Like, fortune favors the bold. So that's why we do that, where people will pass you at a higher level and you get nothing because of the mere fact that if you were there, you'd get 100%. Right? So it's not like a reverse one-up system where the first a one-up system where the first sale goes to your sponsor, you get the second sale. Generally, in that compensation plan, you're going to get up to the point in which you are when you upgrade. Okay, because we flip that, and you're going to get 100%. There has to be some kind of a penalty there, otherwise nobody would upgrade. Right? So that's why we do that, because if you were there, you get 100%. So if you decide not to go there, you should get nothing. Right? So, and again, it's not meant to be a penalty. It's meant to be an incentive.
Right.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, and for you guys wanting to
you just ask for a portal, and first you have to get there, right? And from your sponsor, you get finance from them, and then you would do the same thing for the person. Just make sure they kind of wait for you to do that. And it might take a few hours for you to do that. Once you're in the system, you're good, and then they're going to pay you as well. So if you want to be creative, just think about the flow and how that works, and you can kind of figure it out. It's not difficult to be creative with that.
Yeah. One thing I'll mention is that for you guys wanting to sell the high tickets, or maybe after this webinar, it's piqued your interest about the high tickets, and you've just been one of these people who think, well, I've never had anybody come to me about it. I've never had anybody ask me about those products. Well, here's what I learned. Once you do get in at the higher levels and you start talking about them, okay, we even have a sales funnel exclusively for the high tickets for National Wealth Center.
That's awesome.
Thrive. Yeah. Once you start talking about it, you start making those big ticket sales. Until then, yeah, people are just going to go down with the minimum. A lot of people want to get in the minimum, which is sad.
Yeah, guys, ask yourself a question. Would 1,000, 3,500, or 7,500 change your life if you got one payment? Probably. For most people, yeah. For me, not necessarily. But for most people, it's life-changing money. It's you're going to pay off your car. You're going to pay off student loan debt, or at least a large chunk of it. And it gives you what it gives you? It gives you this. Yeah. What that is breathing room, right? It gives you breathing room. And when you have breathing room, then they say when you have like calmness and breathing room, it's a jewel of wisdom. You get to see things, and you stop looking day to day, and you say, wow, and it gives you something to really be able to ease the pain of money going back and forth. So with this, just consider that all you need is one. And how fast do you think you can find one? Now, you can wait until you think you're going to find one, then go and do it. Or if you want to take that chance, or just do it. Have confidence in yourself. Bet on yourself. That's the best bet you can ever make, is bet on yourself.
Right.
Yep.
Rich says, what other system of 100% commissions allows you to create that type of compounding? How much money would you have to have in the bank to make that? Yeah, banks aren't paying anything these days. They're taking money. Literally no risk. Yeah. Yeah. One person, like Peter said.
The only risk is you guys. That's it. The only risk is you. Yeah. The risk is, can you find one or not? And if you don't think you can, then don't do it. That's what we said. Listen, we're right up front. Listen, we're not here to push you into it. Don't do it. But we made it so simple. Find one. Out of billions of people on the planet, anywhere in the world, you can find one. And of course, you don't want to stop at one. That's just a break-even point. But hey, find 4. 2 are going to stay with you. Help them find 4. Then you go out and get some more. Then you find another 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Then do the same thing. And then also you're going to be getting product payments from the other product levels too, not just that one product level, right? And it's great getting those text messages, isn't it, Brandon?
Yeah, I get phone calls all the time. Yeah.
You got paid. I got paid. It's great, and that's a great recruiting tool too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Once you get that first person, because that's the hardest one you'll ever have, that first person, and it's not even that hard, not with the tools and everything we have in place. But once you get that first person, you wouldn't believe the amount of people I've talked to, members that come to me and say, Brandon, I got my first sale. It's such an incredible, impactful thing that happens to people, and it's amazing to see them transition from newbie to pro overnight when they get that first sale, because their belief system, their belief in themselves is through the roof. So
yeah, people totally underestimate that, and that the reason why we did that is that very exact point is that it ratchets up your belief that, hey, this really does work.
Yeah.
That's why we did that. So, and also to get the money back, but really the belief system goes through the roof. Then they become bulletproof, right? So it's great. Yep. Let's see what else. Okay, Tom, you had the same question. I already answered that, so I don't want to be redundant. So, Brandon, I'm sure recorded this. So if you can get the recording out to people and you can listen to that as well. Tom, you can also contact me. I'll send you a video. So if I don't remember, Tom, just contact me, send me a direct message, and I'll send you a video about how that works, okay? We did a whole webinar on how to do that.
Cool, guys. So we have any other questions out there? Don't want to hold you guys here all night. If there's no more questions, certainly don't want to take any more of Peter's time.
One last thing, guys. Don't underestimate the power of the products, okay? Marcus is the head of the products. He puts a lot of effort into the 25 to 50 to 100 with brand new custom original products every single month at the 25, 50, and 100. There's a ton of value there existing already, but every single month with original content, and you can, build your mind up. Personal development, all these different product levels and niche markets are going to help you as well. And then you become a product of the product, and then the business becomes even more bulletproof because you know that we have real products. Because one of the big things you're going to get from other people, oh, that's not a real product, because they want something physical. They don't realize that education is a great equalizer around the world, right? So you want to be able to get in there, internalize the product that they really are good. Then when somebody says, oh, it's not a real product, they're like, you don't even know what you're talking about, right? Because you've experienced the products, right? There's a ton of products on every single product level because we just compound it every single month, right? So
looks like we might have a question in the Q&A.
Okay.
Let's see. How can we get access to this recording later? We will post it. I'll tell you what, we'll post it on the NWC Thrive Facebook page tomorrow morning along with the winner of the $50 prize, okay? So just tune in and let me go ahead and type in hopefully I'll get this right, facebook.com/NWC Thrive, okay? And make sure you follow us there, and we'll announce the winner tomorrow, which is exciting, and we'll also post this recording as well, so you guys have it.
Yeah, Tom had a statement more than a question. He says, high-ticket sales much better than having to sell hundreds or thousands of $20 or $100 products. So-and-so, because it's different. You know what I mean, Tom? It's different. The 25, 50, 100 residual is consistency over time. One of my original mentors is John Maxwell. If you know John Maxwell, is considered the #1 leadership coach in the world. He sold like 30 million books or something, some crazy number. And he was at a radio show, one of the big radio hosts, and the guy said, listen, you've written all these books and all the accolades and blah, 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 whole thing. And he said, if you could boil all the stuff you've broken down into one thing, what would it be? And without hesitation, he said, never underestimate the power of consistency. That's residuals, guys. The power of consistency, not only in effort, but residual over time. So build, and then sprinkle in the top tier. Because imagine selling a 1,000 or 3,500, 7,500, divide 175 into that, right? So it's just going to augment your whole thing. So I recommend if I had somebody brand new, I'm not recruiting. If I had somebody brand new, I would recommend come in at all three and pick one of the top tier. Even if it's 250, pick the 25, 50 to 100, and then do one of the top tier, whatever you think you can afford. And certainly look at the finance, because that certainly makes it affordable. And then go from there. That's how I would maximize it. If I was a sponsor, and my job as a sponsor, in my view, is to give you the way to make the most money possible, the quickest. That's what I would recommend. Now, you have to do what's right for you and what you feel is comfortable for you and what your time horizon is and what your belief level is. Get with your sponsor and talk about it and what's good for you, because we want you to do what's good for you. We don't want to pressure you, but we want to give you all the options, right? The last thing I want to pass on to everybody is that think about this, and you have to think about it. When you're making your decision, think about this one thing. This business is all about duplication. What are your people going to do as you start your business and they ask you, well, how did you start? Right? And you say, well, I started at 25. What are they going to do? They're going to start at 25. Well, your income is now going to be 25. If you say, well, I started all 3 monthlies, great. Then probably 40 or 50% of your people are going to start at 25, 50, and 100. Not all of them. If you said, hey, I started at the monthly and I started all in when I saw it and I was all in because that's what my sponsor did. Guess what 30, 40, 50% of your people are going to do? The same thing. Because people follow leaders. They follow you because you're doing it, because your sponsor did it, because there's that intangible of 30, 40, 50%. It's probably 30, 40% over my years of experience, that they're going to do what you did because you did it, which means your income is going to jump 30 to 40%. So don't think, oh, what am I going to spend? Think of an entrepreneur, not a consumer, an entrepreneur. What am I going to make? Not what I'm going to spend, what I'm going to make. And again, you need one. So the risk is low, but consider that when you're making your decision as what product levels I'm going to. And if you're already in, there's never too late, right? But before you make a decision, before you jump the gun and go somewhere and go on a higher product level, always talk to your sponsor first, because they may not be at that product level, and you always want to give them the opportunity to go there first. That's the right thing to do, right? So consider these different things, and just because I've seen it all, Brandon's seen it all, and we want to recommend are the best, and that's what leaders do. That's what sponsors do. They lay the landscape for you, and then you decide what's good for you, and then we'll support you every step of the way. Back to you, Brandon.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. That advice, that little soundbite right there, saved or made me a lot of money. Because when I was looking at joining, I heard that. I don't know if it was from Peter or from somebody else. Probably was from Peter on one of the calls. I heard that and I thought, well, I don't want to miss out, and I want to I'm going to create my story the way I want to create it, right? So I got in at all three of the monthly levels, and then I slowly got into the high ticket. But luckily I did that because I made 7 times as much income because I was able to share that with people. That's how I got started. It kind of reminds me of Gary Vee's book, All Marketers Tell Stories. Like, we have a story to tell, and you get to start it however you want to. So
you never get a second chance to tell your story. The first 30, 60, 90 days are critical because that's going to be your story that you tell over and over and over and over and over, right? Yeah. So very important. Also, Tom said, if I come in and I do the 3,500, are all the lower levels included? Only the one-time payments, right? The monthlies, 25, 50, and 100 are totally independent. So if you do the $100 monthly, the 50 and the 25 is not included. Okay, so those are independent, all three of those three. But everything on the upper tier, if you come in at 7,500, 3,500 is included, 1,000 is included, 250 is included. Same thing with the 3,500. Even if you do 1,000, the 250 is included. Okay, so that's the one-time payments because they're different animals, so we treat them differently. Good question, Tom.
Keith has a question. I have a hard time getting through the right things to do at the right time. So do you have a roadmap that we can refer to as we go along? With NWC Thrive and the way we've structured our training is I wouldn't say it's a little bit different than where you might have found some places where it's step by step by step, and there's nothing wrong with step by step. But what we found is people will do different things to get their business going. And we want to provide you with the different paths forward. And there are all kinds of different ways to market the business. Some people, and it'll depend on your budget. It'll depend on how much time you have in the week. So we have things to fit both your schedule and your budget as far as marketing goes and building the business. And then we couple that with the online training webinars we do every week to be able to make sure you're not out in left field somewhere, that you haven't gone rogue on us and that, you're not missing an action. We do that so we can hold you accountable, hold ourselves accountable, and stay connected to make sure that if you have questions about what you're doing, how you're moving forward, we can kind of like plot out a map personally for you instead of having this structured thing. Because if everybody's doing the same thing, it doesn't work that way. So,
yeah, Keith, that's a very good question. But the recommendation I have is don't so much worry about that. Make sure you do something. Just do something. Take action, do something. And as you do it, then evaluate it and then make some changes and then like do another thing again. So many times people don't know where to start. They do nothing. Just do something. And everything will the universe will find a way to make it work out. And before you know it, you'll figure it out. It's really not rocket science, but the action is the big thing, right? Yeah. Action is the big thing. Yeah.
Peter nailed it right there. Do something. Aside from, there's a caveat to that, aside from planning. So many people plan their business and plan for months. And they never do.
Yeah.
So make sure you're doing something, because I have a lot of people, after I tell them how I got started, what the numbers I hit my first few months, they're like, well, what was your daily action plan? What was your DAP? To get things, to do something, to talk to people, to get more leads coming in. The best piece of advice I got when I started is that as my first month, things seemed to be going slow. They weren't. Things were churning on the back end that I couldn't see. I thought things were going slow. And so I reached out to my sponsor. He says, as long as you have leads coming in, you're doing what you need to do. If you have leads coming in, you're talking to them, you're following up, you're doing what you need to do. Best advice I ever got, because if he hadn't told me that, I might have stopped, right? But you got to keep on bringing it up, building it up, because in network marketing, you get paid today off of past efforts, right? And the beautiful thing about network marketing is eventually you get paid for work you didn't do yesterday, okay? Especially with the residual income. So do something. That's good advice right there.
Yeah, good point. And one thing you said there, Brandon, also Sam, we're doing a live event in New York on, April 18th and 19th. So the details are going to come out. We'll post it on the Facebook page and so on too. But it's April 18th and 19th in New York City in our company office. So it'll be a 2-day boot camp. And we'll give you lots of juicy information with that and training. But you were said, Brandon, about not seeing what's going on. In today's society, what happens is that people want to see instant results. They want like the microwave result. And so if they're doing something and they don't see it, it doesn't mean it's not working, Like, so when a farmer plants corn, he doesn't water it and do all the things necessary. And then after it looks at it and after 2 days, dig it up because there's no corn working here. The corn's not growing. He knows he's going to go on the porch and sip iced tea for months, for 120 days because he knows it's growing, right? And as long as he does what he's supposed to do, it's growing like heck underneath to be able to power up and be able to grow. Same thing with your business. You could be doing things, as long as you know you're doing productive tasks instead of not productive tasks, then that doesn't mean if you don't see it, it's not working, right? Same thing with education, same thing with learning things, personal development. There's a lot of things working behind the scenes that you don't see. And the same thing with lead generation as well too. As long as you're consistent and you're doing what you're supposed to do every single day and you evaluate it every week, 2 weeks, a month, and so on down the road, maybe you have to make a little adjustments, but it's working. It's working its magic. And all of a sudden, what's going to happen, right? You do this, you come on these here, you do your stuff, and you learn and learn and learn. All of a sudden, you're going to be talking to somebody, and something that I said or Brandon said is going to come out of your mouth, and you're like, where did that come from? Oh, that was Peter said that a month ago. Brandon said that 2 months ago. It just comes out from somewhere because you've been, feeding your mind, right? So that's because you didn't see it happening, but inside it's happening. That's vitally important in your business to understand that, and that just keep on building. It's going to happen. It's going to click, right? And all of a sudden, you're just going to get your sea legs and, oh, okay, I got this thing. I got it. But before, that's why most people quit before, is because they don't think they got it, but it's really working. So stick it out.
That's precisely why I watch videos from people like Peter Wolfing, Eric Worre, Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk. That's why I watch these people, because it's seeping in, over time. Like, I started spouting some stuff like, where did that come from?
Yeah,
so
where did that come from? Yeah.
Keep feeding your mind. And now just to go back a minute on what he was talking about, our products here with National Wealth Center, at the core of every successful entrepreneur out there, they're all, and I'm just talking about the successful people out there, they all take time out of the week, out of the day to work on themselves. So that's the beautiful thing that we have our very first product package, self-development. So guys, if you are already members of National Wealth Center and you're not using them yet, use them. Okay. Okay. Definitely use them. We got another question here. It looks like from Jesse. I'm getting several leads a day and 34 last week, but I'm not getting paid members. Any suggestions? I primarily use safe lists, traffic exchanges, and solos. So my advice is to take a look at your marketing. Safe lists and traffic exchanges can be shaky. So I would just, depending on which ones you're using, obviously. So check what, marketing strategies you're using. And let me see what else he says. 34 last week, and I'm not getting paid members. Any suggestions? Also follow up.
Two things there. Where are you driving them to? Are you sending them right to the join page where they're not seeing anything else and they don't know what they're signing up for, right? Because before they go to the sign up, once they get the sign up page, they should know whether they're going to join and pay or not, right? They should be ready to pay once they get to the join page. So are you sending them through the NWC Thrive funnel? By that point, they should know, hey, we got products they have to pick from. We got an admin fee, a license fee, 25, 50, 100. You got all these different things. So when they go to the join page, they should know, hey, I'm ready to go. But so many times people drive them right to the join page. They don't see anything. They're like, oh, okay, I'll join. They think it's for free. And they say, oh, I have to pay money. I'm out of here, right? Yeah. So make sure you're putting them through the right system before they get to that point. Then you said after that, Brandon, is follow up. So and it's not just I'm going to text them, I'm going to email, I'm going to send a direct message. That's the way people do it right now. The best thing you could possibly do is call them. Send them a video email or call them, because that's what the leaders do, and that's what Brandon does. Tricia Smith, I see she's on here today. That's what we do. We physically call people up, and that'll increase your income 30, 40% because it's the human connection. It's grassroots marketing because very few people do it. And if you do that, you're going to convert a lot more people, and your skill level is going to go up really high quickly if you do that.
And so
that's one of the major skills you need.
Yeah, and it's actually easy, and especially if you're a Thrive member, which I know you are. We have the script in there to use. It's so simple. And my biggest struggle with that when I was starting out was I was afraid to call people because I thought they were going to hang up on me. They were going to cuss me out, and that does happen occasionally, very, very rarely. The majority of the time, people are excited to hear from you because they've opted into 100 other things and never gotten a phone call before.
Never.
You'll set yourself apart.
Time nobody calls you.
Yeah.
I've told people just to try it out, please call me. I want to sign up at your top level, and they never call me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They never call me.
It's crazy. Yeah. Let's see. We had a question about joining. Keith asked, I went to the Facebook page. I don't see where to join. If you're looking to join NWC Thrive, you can do that from your National Wealth Center back office. It's actually integrated. Okay. So that way, if somebody's an affiliate that is your sponsor in National Wealth Center, then they'll get credit for the sale. Okay. So sign up from your back office in National Wealth Center. You'll see it under Marketing Hub. Let's see. Yeah, and Jesse said he's using the 3-step system, which is one of our funnels inside of NWC Thrive. So, yeah, I would check the traffic exchange. Maybe switch up your marketing, see the quality of leads, if that improves. But typically, like Peter mentioned, if people – and this has just been my experience – but when people register, they don't pay, it means they missed the step because they weren't paying attention, and they are looky-loos. They're tire kickers. They're just not serious people. So it's probably the quality of traffic. It plays a part in that. And still today – even doing social media marketing, video marketing, which is really not high touch, but it's more personable, right? Even those people, they skip all the information. They go register because they want to take a look in the back end before they do anything. So there's going to be looky-loos no matter how you're marketing.
Yeah, and if you're saying you're getting 34 and you're only asking for name and email, you got to be more selective. You got to put phone number in there too. And they might put a dummy phone number in there, but it'll knock a lot of those out because you're getting duds right now. You're getting people that are just like you said, looky-loos. So that means you have to be more selective. So you have to put some kind of a buffer in there or filter in there before they get to the sign-up page. And that's either sending them to a landing page where they're going to have to watch a video or whatever else you do. I'm not sure what you're doing on that, but consider filtering a little bit more because you're not getting the quality people you need.
Nancy says, I'm using the Thrive funnel and Solo Ad Co-op. How do I follow up? Like Peter said, the best way to follow up is by phone, and we have a warm lead script in the Thrive backend. I'd highly recommend that. It's actually the one I use personally. I've been using for 4 years now. Works perfectly. Okay, gets their pain points in focus, and it gives them the information. And you guys, there's only like a couple things, and I know this webinar is running long. We'll get you off here soon. There's only like 3 things you really need to know as far as to feel comfortable and sure about yourself as far as answering questions with leads. That's the company background, the products, the compensation plan, sorry, 4 things, and the marketing system and the training you have in place for them. If you know those 4 things, company background, the products we offer, how the compensation plan works, and the training and marketing system you have in place for them, that's the top 4 things people are going to ask you about. So know those 4 things, then start following up with people using that warm lead script. Trust me, like Peter said, 30-40% more conversions to sales. The solo ad co-op leads are great. That was another question you had. We got people signing up and joining and paying every single week using those solo ad co-op leads. Okay. I have 8 people who have opted in, yet 4 of them haven't even watched the video. Okay. Yeah. And we're always glad to hear different results. We do get emails each week saying, people saying, hey, we got a new sign up. I didn't even talk to them. Okay. So that does happen. But you might want to follow up. Okay. And increase your conversions. And definitely once your campaign runs and it ends, reach out to us, support@nwcthrive.com. Would love to hear the total results over like a period of a week or 2, because sometimes they'll trickle in. So we'd love to hear that. Jesse said, thanks. I'm so glad for the info. You're welcome. You're welcome. So cool. So guys, we are running a little long here, hour and a half so far. So we're going to probably go ahead and close out here. Any last thoughts, Peter, for anybody who maybe especially for the people who are like maybe new to this or been in the industry, failed a few times, and they're looking at possibly getting started again or getting started for the first time? Just I know you've given a lot of gold nuggets, but last pointer or 2.
Yeah, I think, guys, you're going to probably have to come back and watch this again because there's a lot of stuff on here.
Yeah. Should have charged.
Yeah, really. Just to understand, guys, we're here for you. We've built something that's long-term. We've evidenced that over 20 years. We've been here at National Wealth Center. It's been here a long time. We're constantly improving and making it better, so we're here, okay? So you have a stable home that you can call home to be able to build your business and look at it long-term. And just concentrate on developing your skills and your confidence and your personal development, okay? As you do that, do it consistently. It's going to click, okay? Focus on driving people to watch the videos of the funnel. So ask yourself, how many eyeballs did I get on that video, okay? Because in your marketing, what you always want to do is drive it down to the lowest common denominator. And for me, the lowest common denominator would be how many eyeballs did I get on that video today, right? Then everything takes care of itself. Then you just follow up with the people that fill it out, and you can follow up in the back of your system, the whole deal. So if you focus on the lowest common denominator, everything else takes care of itself. And even before that, did I read today? Did I listen to personal development today? You pick whichever one you like, right? Did I feed my brain today? Did I exercise today? That's all stuff for you, but it's going to feed into your skill set. Eventually, your skill set's going to click, and then the business is going to click, and then it's going to be in high gear. But you have to give yourself enough time to do that. You can accelerate it, or you can take as long as you want. It's up to you. But we're going to be there for you every step of the way. NWC is just a phenomenal program. It's got everything you need for you to accelerate your life, and we don't have to go over the details again, but you know what it is. So I'm just pleasure being here. It's been a while since I've spoken to everybody, on a webinar, and I love it. So thank you so much for having me on here, Brendan. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time. And guys, can't leave off any better than that. So thank you, Peter. And guys, again, I'm going to repeat, get back with, if you're one of these people looking and you're ready to make that change, you're ready to take that next step in your life, do something different, get out of the rat race, as we call it. Get back with the person who referred you to the webinar tonight. Get your last minute questions answered. Watch this webinar again if you need to. We'll be posting it here on the National Wealth Center page, the NWC Thrive page, and all that. Get your questions answered and get started with us. As Peter said, we'll be here on the inside waiting on you. Okay, guys? So that's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a great night, guys.
Good night, everybody.